This one is a maxilla. These are the teeth. Teeth are the gums. It's a maxilla. So here the pterygopalatine fossa, it is situated, and here you see where is exactly the pterygopalatine fossa. And concerned about this mandible, the mandibular nerve. This one is a supratemporal fossa, and this one is a infratemporal fossa. So in the infratemporal fossa, and superior to the zygomatic arch, this is called by the supratemporal fossa, and inferior to the zygomatic arch, and this is called by the infratemporal fossa. So in the infratemporal fossa boundaries, in the lateral boundary that is formed by the ramus of medial surface of the ramus of the mandible and the medial wall, and it is formed by, you see here there is a lateral surface of the lateral pterygoid plate here, and lateral pterygoid plate, and the superiorly there is a temporal surface of the greater wings of the sphenoid bone is there. In the anteriorly there is a posterior surface of the maxilla is there. So here what happens, in between the maxilla and in the anterior side there is a maxilla, and posteriorly and on posterior side there is a infratemporal fossa is there here. So and posterior you see this is the pterygoid, lateral pterygoid plate. This one is a maxilla. In between the posterior to the maxilla and anterior to the root of the pterygoid process, and superiorly the superior part, posterior surface of the superior part of the maxilla. In between these two here and this one, it is called by the pterygopalatine fossa. In the pterygopalatine fossa, and there is a pterygopalatine ganglion is there. Once again you listen. And anteriorly there is a maxilla, posteriorly there is a pterygoid process, and superiorly at the roof side, and there is a superior surface of the superior part of the posterior surface of the maxilla is there, and posteriorly, and there is a root of the pterygoid process is there, and in between this and there is a pterygoid fossa is there. In the diagram, posteriorly, anteriorly there is a posterior surface of the maxilla, and posteriorly there is a root of the pterygoid process of the sphenoid bone. In between that and the inferior to the orbital plate, inferior to the orbital, and there is a pterygoid fossa is there, and within the pterygoid fossa there is a pterygoid ganglion is there. Within this pterygoid ganglion, the sensory input, and it is from the maxillary nerve. So maxillary nerve, and it leaves the middle cranial fossa, and through the foramen rotundum it enters into the pterygopalatine fossa, and there it gives these two branches, and these are called by the ganglionic branches. The ganglionous branches, they reach the pterygopalatine ganglion, and they are having the sensory fibers, and sensory fibers mean the sensory sensation that carried by these ganglionic fibers to the pterygopalatine ganglion, and this ganglion it gets the sensory from the from the maxillary nerve. So from this onwards, and here there is a hole is there, and this is called by the infra-orbital fissure. This is the infra-orbital fissure, and this maxillary nerve, it runs toward inferior to the orbit. This is the orbit. It runs anteriorly, inferior to the orbit. Then it enters into the inferior orbital fissure, and it enters into the orbit. Once again, from the foramen rotundum, it enters into the pterygopalatine fossa. There it gives the ganglionic branches, and further it runs towards anteriorly, and here it enters into the infra-orbital fissure, and infra-orbital fissure, and this one is an infra-orbital fissure. So this infra-orbital fissure, here it is. This is a roof of the orbit, and this one is a floor of the orbit. This is a lateral wall of the orbit, and this one is a medial wall of the orbit. This one is a medial wall of the orbit. It is a roof of the orbit. This one is a floor of the orbit. This is a lateral wall of the orbit. In the floor of the orbit, and here there is this gap is there, and this is called by the infra-orbital fissure. So here it is named as a infra-orbital fissure. Through this infra-orbital fissure, it enters into the orbit, and within the orbit, and here there is a infra-orbital groove is there, and this is called by the infra-orbital groove. Say infra-orbital groove, and it passes through this infra-orbital groove. This one is a infra-orbital groove. It is an infra-orbital groove. It enters into the here it is in the pterygopalatine fossa, and then through the infra-orbital foramen, and through the at this level it is present inferior to the floor of the orbit, and through the infra-orbital foramen it enters into the infra-orbital groove, and this infra-orbital groove in anteriorly, and it continues as a infra-orbital canal, then onwards, and this is called by the infra-orbital canal. This is called by the infra-orbital canal. So this infra-orbital canal, it runs anteriorly, and at this level there is a infra-orbital foramen. Infra-orbital foramen, and here you see this one is a infra-orbital foramen. And this side, in the back side, and there is a infra-orbital groove is there in the front, and here there is a infra-orbital foramen.